all these ideas that our team is coming up with, and I just shut down. And this time I didn't do that this round, and I leaned into the hard. And I'm in Success Club, and I got my husband to. I got him in too. So
what changed for you? Why did you start not letting the hard keep you back and doing it even when you weren't seeing results?
I did it leaning into what you post, leaning in, like digging in with the team instead of pushing away from social media. I leaned into you, Joan, and I watched, and people from the big mother team from Project Fearless seeing success, and I'm like, I can't push away from that. When you push away from your team, you push away from it all.
I love that. That's so cool because that's like what we talked about at Summit, right? Like the talk that I did, it was like all about the team culture. And I know that many of us are here because of that team culture and like the bonds that we've created and the friendships and just like that true support that you get by being part of this. So it's such an amazing point, you guys, because we can all tell you until we're blue in the face, like show up for the team calls, show up for team events, show up at, Summit or at Leadership or at Super Saturdays or like whatever it is, if we're doing a team brunch or call or power hour. And the reason is because when you start leaning into each other and you start seeing that you all are going through the same things, it does become easier to say yes when it's hard rather than like, oh shit, I'm on my own and this sucks. So Casey, thank you so much for sharing that. Katie.
The first thing that's been working really well for me this month, and it sounds so stupid and easy, but it's just leading with joy and being really excited about Morning Meltdown and knowing the results that I got from 80 Day Obsession, not just for myself, but how many people I truly made an impact on their life, and just remembering how good it felt to check in every week with my challengers and them saying, oh my God, I lost 5 pounds this week, or showing me their transformation posts, and just leading with, oh my God, I want to make that ripple effect again. And why did the heck did we stop? Like leading with joy. And every night when I sit down and like get behind my computer, I used to say this all the time, but it's so weird how much of an impact it has. Like truly put a smile on your face and like talk to somebody. Like that joy radiates through the keyboard, as corny and cheesy as that sounds. It's so true. Like, I've just been so happy. Every invite, I'm going into the invite as if they're going to say yes. Like, why wouldn't they say yes? Why wouldn't they want to join us? This is going to be amazing. And just that positivity, I swear, has like, when I go, they just say yes. And then the Snoop group, that has been huge. I mean, it like sells itself. All I have to do is invite somebody in there. All the information is laid out so easily for them. Yes, we can dig deeper into their goals, making sure that, we can add on other things that they may need. But the Snoop group has been huge, and just literally not prejudging. I don't care if it's a sea of blue and I've invited them 30 times with no response. Every single person is getting an invite. I'm not prejudging. I'm inviting everybody. And it's been overwhelming, the amount of people who have never responded to me before that are so excited because I think that they can see how excited I am about this program. And so they're jumping in with that. And then another thing that's been working well for me is I've been signing a lot of builders lately. And it's not because I'm attracting builders per se. Initially, I got away from, after signing a discount coach, asking them, hey, do you have any interest in jumping in with me? Like, this is such an amazing time with this launch of this brand new program and somebody being excited. If you have a few friends that want to jump in with you, like, do you have any interest in actually learning about the business and making your money back and then some? And like 9 out of 10 times they're saying yes. So that's been really cool, which helps add excitement, knowing that I'm not just going to make an impact, but I have like 10 people that are all, jumping in and getting started and new blood and stuff. So that's been exciting. And then the last thing is just, we've talked about a little bit, is like going for no. Like if they say yes, they want a challenge pack, that's great. Do you want the deluxe? Or do you want the Jericho bundle? Like, and then like the add-ons to the images have been huge for me, because I'll say, I love the Power Greens and I love the beach bars. Do you want me to throw them in for you? Or something like that. And so just this past week, I've upsold like a base bundle because they've asked. I've gotten in and I know that they have a nutrition questions and issues around nutrition, and so especially portion control. So I'm like, I really, really think it would be huge for you to add on the Ultimate Portion Fix. Here's a quick video. Let me know if this is something you want to add on because it's super discounted right now, and I would love for you to be able to take advantage of that sale going into Morning Meltdown and being paired with such an awesome nutrition program. And so 2 of the packs I've sold this week have upgraded to adding on Ultimate Portion Fix. And then today they added on Power Greens and Beach Bars just because I changed my language just a little bit, saying how much I love the Power Greens and the Beach Bars. And they're like, okay, add them on. I'm like, okay. So it's just like so exciting to be like, do you want this? Do you want this? And then they'll tell you no, like I'm good with X, Y, and Z. So I love that thought of like going for no, kind of like upselling and making sure that they get everything that they need to get started. So those are things that are working for me right now.
Yeah, and let me break that, like, you guys should take notes on all these things that everybody's saying. And I know that sometimes when you're already feeling overwhelmed or behind, like, you can listen to Katie and you can see her succeeding and you're like, fuck, that's so much, and I don't know like what she's doing or how she's doing that, and it can be seen like overwhelming. But basically what she said is, number 1, lead with joy. Number 2, use the Snoop group. It's a tool that's already created for you. Number 3, don't forget to ask if they want to build with you. Hey, no, we didn't talk about this, but you can make your money back. Have some friends in there to help you stay accountable. And number 4, upshare or upsell or whatever the hell you want to call it. So you guys don't overwhelm yourselves by being like, oh my God, Katie's crushing it and I can't do that. She just gave you 4 really, really super easy tips that you can use. Hold on, I'm going to yell at my nephews. I am on a phone call. You need to back away from my door, please. Thank you. They're playing freaking door pong, those idiots. Anyways, it's my fault. I bought like this thing that you hook on the top of the door wedge, and there's a ping pong ball that flips back and forth, and there's like these paddles, and they're aggressive with it. So yeah, those 4 points. Guys, the Go for No thing, if you have not read that book, Go for No, it's literally like an hour. Like, you can read that book in an hour, and it's such a good reminder. And I loved when Autumn at Summit said, if you're not offering them UPF or 2B right then and there, and then later on they find out that they're going to have to pay $120 for it or whatever because you didn't add it on for them for $50, that's when they feel duped. That's when they feel like things are salesy. Your job up front is to offer them everything that can help them. So I love that Katie said, word it in a way where it's like, I fucking love this shit. Do you want to add it onto your thing? And by the way, I swear a lot. Recently, it's just like way more than normal. I don't know what's happening, but F-bombs all over the place. Who else is in the Success Club? Kaylin, you in? Drop it on us, Chica.
So, something that has really helped me this month, well, first was Summit. I mean, that was freaking amazing. But second, my girl Shaylee, she decided to start coaching with me this month, and she has already hit Success Club this month. So just being able to coach someone and remind yourself, not only like teach them, but remind yourself of the things to do daily, like the vital behaviors and everything like that. That has really helped me get back into it and succeed this month. I think that's really been the biggest thing. And I've always been big on following up. So I track every person I talk to, I write them down, and I follow up regularly. So that helps me a lot too.
Yes, so much key in that follow-up, you guys. You can send as many donuts as you want out there, as many invites or whatever you want to call them. If you are not following up, it doesn't matter. Because think about how many times somebody talked to you before you signed up for this, okay? So we always have to remember that. So it's a great point. Follow up.
Also, the Snoop group has been amazing.
Use your tools. Be resourceful. Follow up. And I love what you're saying there. It's like, I think this was like Shannon who said it last week, just about how fun it was to have people at Summit with her and to be able to start coaching people. And I think that when you do what Katie said and you lead with that joy of like, this is what it's giving me, and you just expect the yes, then why would somebody not want to jump on with you with something making you freaking happy? And then you get even happier because you get to coach them. And when you coach them, you teach yourself so much more.
Yes.
You're like, wow, I know so much. I remember 3 months into this business, I called Chris and I was like, dude, I know so much now. I just recognized it. I was like, I know what SE is. I know what this is. I know what this is. It's like, it's awesome.
Yes.
Tammy, are you in? Not in. Rachel, you in? Not in. Emma, you in? Shannon, I know you are. Share your goods.
I'm assuming we're just sharing like what's working for us because I missed the first part. But I have been. This is Logan Taylor. He's introducing himself to you. I have been actually a lot of my Success Club points have been past challengers. I sent out an email. I've been trying to send out emails to all my coaches and customers more regularly, like at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And I used the template that Meg had shared and sent that out. And then I just sent another one out about more about Morning Meltdown 100. And I think, like Katie said too, same thing. Like I'm just pumped for this program, and that comes through. And not expecting any certain outcome from it. I think I heard it several times at Summit, and just really like told myself I was going to stick with that and not have any expectations as far as what their answer was going to be, just sharing it, offering the information, and not being attached to the outcome. And I've had a lot more, yeses, tell me mores, putting people in the Snoop group. So using your back office, your current customers and challengers, following up with all of them. And it's actually helped. I've had a couple people sign up to be discount coaches because they're signing up with a new challenge pack, and they've been, on Shakeology or Performance Line for a while. And so it's just like, seems like common sense for them to do that. And that's about it. Oh.
His mind is blown.
He's Hulk smashing.
Hulk smash. Mariah.
Okay. So I love having something specific to invite to. I feel like it makes it a million times easier for me. So even when there's not a big launch going on, I always, have a specific group, or like whatever program I'm doing, I tend to gravitate towards specifically inviting to that.
Yeah.
It's just easier for me. It cuts out a lot of the conversation, a lot of the fluff, and I'm very like, let's just get down to business and not talk forever and ever. So specifically inviting for the launch was very helpful. The Snoop group was very helpful. The energy from Summit was super helpful. It was interesting because I think just my biggest tip for this month was literally consistently posting and sharing. I will be very honest, I have not done the inviting that I typically do, but sharing so much excitement in my challenge groups, like posting everything that I'm posting outside in my challenge groups. I literally, I went to Summit Not in Success Club. I think I got in while we were there, and then I got 6 or 8 more points when we got home because of people in my challenge groups literally just going and buying challenge packs or completion packs because they've already had BOD. So I got some surprise points, which are always nice, but it's because it's not for nothing. I've been sharing, and I'm super excited, and I've been doing the sample workouts. So those are probably the biggest things. Also, I just was listening to a call today, and a good tip that I wanted to share is planting enough seeds so that you know that because one person says no, your entire business isn't going to crumble. When I was only inviting enough to maybe just barely hit Success Club, it was stressful. And like I said in the comments in the chat, people feel that desperation or the negativity or the lack of belief that you have in yourself that you're actually going to hit it. So just when I have invited this month, it was a lot at once. So whereas I used to do, maybe 5 a day, this month where I've been less consistent because the boys and I have been traveling for Tanner's Medical Summit and just at camp and stuff, when I will invite like 50 or 60 at a time, and then following up with those same people. But just inviting the crap out of, and posting the crap out of this new program has been the biggest. Don't put all your eggs in just one person's basket. So just because somebody says that they're interested doesn't mean that you stop asking other people. Like, I've just been like racking my brain. I know the other night we were talking about it in one of the leaders chats, like, okay, who do I invite now? And just know that, like, even we feel like that too. Sometimes I need somebody to tell me, like, we'll go to your last
about me, you guys.
Okay, I wasn't going to say names, but Joe's like, who do I invite?
do now? Who am I talking about? Like, what are we doing?
Sometimes you need a little help from your friends. So, but yeah, that consistently sharing. I've been doing polls in my stories lately, and just a lot of call to actions, and yeah.
I think something else to point out to you guys is, like, yes, we do have those of you who weren't at Summit, it's not that you can't have the same momentum and stuff that we have. So I want to take that out of your heads too, because I know you've heard a lot of us say, like, I'm coming off of Summit, and so I have so many people that were watching me and they're amped up too, and they're feeling that. It's not just Summit. So I will tell you that, although I did have people message me while I was at Summit that were like, I want in. And it was just because the FOMO. So if you're not registered already for Summit of next year in New Orleans, get your ass registered like ASAP. So that's number one. Number two, I will say too, that those who really took advantage of that sale that we did at the end of June also are having an easier month this month. So keep that in mind too. When you start really throwing out like a shit ton of invites to people and it's consistent and you're doing it for a specific event, if they don't pull the trigger then your next date that comes up, those are probably the people who are going to pull the trigger. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those deadlines and these groups and things that we've put forth for you. And we'll go over just the flash mob real quick before we jump off here, but I wanted to get to everybody too for their tips. Erica, you're in? Yeah, talk.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna second what I know Mariah said and a couple of other people have said. Having something very specific to invite to has helped my business tremendously the last 6 months. Coming off the momentum of Summit is great. And I've got a bunch of people that were watching me from that. And coming into Morning Meltdown 100 is amazing, and it gives us this amazing tool to use for our business. But that's not the only thing that you can use. I mean, I have a very set specific date for groups. I've got 2 groups that I run every month, and I've got my not Morning Meltdown, sorry. So I've got my fitness group, the boot camp that I run, and then I do an ultimate portion fix group that I run. And just being very specific about my invites definitely shortens the amount of time that I have to talk with somebody about something, because I'm super specific in my posts and super specific in my story. And so when people are liking things, they know exactly what I'm doing. They know exactly what I'm inviting them to. And so I don't have to go through that laundry list of, okay, let's go through do you like to do this? Don't you like to do this? So it shortens things a little bit, and it definitely helps.
Yeah, and I think especially like anybody on here that's new, you guys, like, I think that it kills that question of like, but wait, when does the group start? And like, do I start my own group? And like, whatever. We are literally doing this all together. So you can be like, on the 29th, me and a bunch of my friends are jumping in this group together, and we're all going to be on the same day, and it's going to be super high energy and so fun. 100 different workouts. Like, do you want in with me? It's like that easy. And then it's either like a yes or no, or like, tell me more. If they tell me more, Snoop group. If it's no, then awesome. You want me to check in with you next month? If it's or anybody that would be interested, right? Ask for a referral. And if it's a hell yes, then it's like, awesome. What's your email? And like, what flavor Shakeology do you want in your pack? I think that you should get the performance line too. P.S. I love Power Greens. I love this too. You should get that. And you just keep going until they they just keep saying yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, cool. Who else on here's, and I think Meg is. Meg, can you chat? Because all I see is your fan. I just unmuted you.
Okay, thank you.
Did you win today?
No. But I'll win tomorrow. I'll be teeing off bright and early. So I guess my tip would be to follow up times a million right now, because it is summer and everybody has the stuff going on, and you have to be the one that consistently shows up. Maybe that's a private message. Maybe that's just on social media. Maybe it's both. I suggest both. But I know coming back from Summit, you know, kind of like Mariah had said, I wasn't actively inviting, I guess, while we were there, but people were seeing what I was posting, and I had been inviting, following up a ton before that. So then all of a sudden people were like ready. And I think the flash mob came at just the right time for people to be like, oh, so what are you doing with this coaching thing? And just because you weren't at Summit doesn't mean you just can't ride the tidal wave of us all right now and latch onto that, being like, you're going to be there next year. Like, you were living through us this year, but you're going next year because of XYZ. So yeah, taking advantage of not only the sample workout that we still have available to us, inviting for just people to access that, because that's like a free value type thing that you can that's going to be ongoing, guys. You can always use that link for that. It's Venmo link, right? I don't know, I have it saved in my text replacements at this point, but it's available. And then inviting to the Snoop group, and then once they get, you know, set up with that, inviting to the flash mob. So it's like this ongoing thing of, you always have something to invite to, just like Shannon said, like Mariah said, like you guys all said. It's exciting to invite to something, you know, that's big time going on for our team. So why not take advantage of it? And yes, we're all starting on the same date, but be thinking forward, like be putting dates in your head, like every 2 weeks, another wave of people are starting Morning Meltdown. That's what happened with 80 Day Obsession. There were people that didn't start with us on day one, but guess what? They started 2 weeks after, and they were able to see the other people starting. And that was like this tidal wave, this massive tidal wave. So always be forward thinking, 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out for 100 days.
Yeah, and that was so cool during 80 Day Obsession, because like they would see like maybe like a week or so happen where people like, oh, my scale's not moving anymore. And then the next week they'd see like, oh my God, these bitches are like getting thin. You know what I mean? So it was like, they're like, that's in my future. And then they'd be like totally cool with some of those struggles and stuff, because they got to see us go through it and kind of like, you know, knew what to expect. So that's awesome. Really great tip there. Meg, can you tell anybody who hasn't really started taking advantage of the flash mob yet, do you want to explain that a little bit more to them? So why people should jump their asses in there and get going?
So, I mean, I was the accidental coach that started with 21 Day Fix and had no intention of coaching, but threw up a post on social media saying, hey, I'm starting 21 Day Fix. Like, you should do it with me. People want to do it with me. So I guess it's just all about that. You know, it's not about making Success Club. It's not about, you know, having 10 friends do it with you. In some cases, it's just having 1, 2, maybe 3 friends do it with you, and creating that FOMO of like, you want in on this, like, let's do it together. This is like a commitment. We're going to work out every morning. So it's an easy, simple, like super simple way for anybody to help 1 friend, 2, 3, you know, and they see the benefit in that, and it walks them through exactly how to sign them up, walks them through the options that they have. Like, it gives them examples, like a few different examples of how they could invite them, like as their friend, like as their best friend or sister or mom or whatever. So
yeah, Katie just said, even if someone is a discount coach and you know, who doesn't want to build long term, invite them to join the mob just to help 1 friend commit with them. Exactly. And like, you guys, who's checked out the flash mob so far? Raise your hand, be honest. Okay. Who's going to after they get off this call? Okay. And I would say if you have anybody that you've talked to that is interested in coaching, ask them to join the flash mob with you. Be like, it literally is like a step-by-step on how to invite to this thing, and let's do it together. And if you're signing somebody brand new, again, you can add them in there. There's prizes for them to win if they just get like a friend in there with them. So it's like really super duper easy. Go in there, look through it. If you have questions on it, go and chat with your coach. But again, like we're only as good as we are resourceful, right? So like we can create all these tools for you. We can create all these resources for you. But if you're not taking advantage of them, your business isn't going to move forward. And you just heard everybody say how important it is to have like something to invite to, and having dates and having all this stuff. And I think that recently your team, our team, has done a really damn good job of providing things for you to invite to. And you see the other leaders in here using the tools, and then they're signing people and creating the most volume they've had, the biggest paychecks they've had, high success club numbers with really what feels to be minimal effort. I mean, I've felt like my whole life is completely chaotic over this course of this month, and yet I'm like at SC20 and I have no idea how that happened. But like literally, I mean, I do know how it happened, but I'm just saying like it's insane, you know, how that all works together and in a cohesive way. Things I've been doing. So I always follow up with my Teamsy. Like that's like one of the first things I do every morning. Teamsy is what I use to track the people I've talked to, you guys. So it's basically anybody that I've talked to that I need to follow up with goes in there. That's who I talk to first and foremost. I got locked out of Facebook the other day, Friday. I was so pissed off. Like I had 150 more to do and it locked me out because it was like, you've talked to too many people today. And I was like, go suck an egg. People who like your posts, people who watch your stories. Did you just drink something, Shannon, and you almost spit it out? That's amazing. I said go suck an egg, and she literally almost spit out her drink. That like, makes me happy as a human. So anybody who likes your posts or is watching your story is somebody that you can invite to something. Instagram, I send out donuts on Instagram. I send them out on Facebook. I have a list that I keep of people I send them out to on Instagram just on paper, like paper and pen. So when this all started happening, I'm going back to them and I'm sending out things specifically about Morning Meltdown 100 to them, but specifically about the free sample workout. Because what a better way to check in with somebody that hasn't responded back to you than offering them something totally frigging free that they don't need to do. You know, like you don't need to commit anything to me. Here, check out this awesome free workout. I'm just giving this to you. Check it out. Enrollers. If you have enrollers out, you guys, and they haven't pulled the trigger, use those promo codes like as a incentive. Be like, dude, I have like $10 promo code for you. If you get it like done in the next 24 to 48 hours, like you get $10 off this, and you can do this brand new program with us again, and then build the excitement, tell them about it, like get your asses going. And then I've had 3 people from that sign up this month from me sending that to them. Responding to your messages. How many of you wake up and you have messages in your inbox and you just ignore them for days? Yeah. You want to make sure that you're reaching back out to them in a timely manner and, you know, getting them going. Also, anybody who's been around for a little bit, I am reaching out to everybody who did 80 Day Obsession with me. Anybody who was in that group, because I'm going to be like, remember how fucking awesome it was when we all did that together? This new program is coming out. We're all going to do it again. Like, are you in? Sending it to your challengers. So if your challengers are kicking ass, sending it to them and be like, dude, I know you're kicking ass in the challenge group right now and you love your freaking program, but you've got to do this with me, because they already trust you. They're already loving what you're doing. So get them in and get them started. So those are a few things that I'm doing. Reaching out to, again, people who've been around for a second and have some inactive coaches. Reaching out to your inactive coaches and trying to get them up and going again because of the excitement surrounding this, and having them purchase their accessory bundle. Again, having them do add-ons like Katie said. Also, just a little tip, I put text replacement in my phone. I know we've taught you guys how to do this before, but create text replacement to make this really super easy for you and to make life like just move smoother and faster, and have like different things for different people that you're talking to. So if it's somebody that you sent a free sample workout to, have a follow-up for that, right? If you're sending the free sample workout, save that as a text replacement in your phone so you're not looking up the damn freaking link all the time. Have the link and invite to the Snoop group right there as a text replacement. Have your follow-up. Hey, did you check out the workout? How freaking awesome is that? You want in with me? Another one that I've been doing is a cold invite to people. I will send like I am jumping into this new program. It's 100 different workouts. It's going to be bomb. It's 20, 30 minutes in the morning. My friend Christina got these crazy ass results. Are you in? And I'll send that. And then I'll send a picture of Christina's before and after. And I have so many people be like, dude, she looks awesome. I'm like, I know, you're going to do this with me? And they're like, well, what's it all about? Boom, Snoop group. So I had like a flow. I have these texts saved in my text replacement. And then exactly, I was just going to say, make a cheat sheet. Like Meg has a little cheat sheet that she carries around with her. So if you've created a bunch of them and like you're doing them and you're like, I don't know which one I'm sending, like you can have it right there in front of you. So you know, if you're not remembering it off the top of your head. Also, you guys, create a post on social media about what you're doing. You can use other people's results. You can just talk about your excitement. You can do whatever you want. Try to make it not salesy. I know, Mariah, you wanted to talk about that, so I'm going to let you talk about that in just a second. But talk about the promo codes. Be like, dude, I have 3 more promo codes to use for this program. Like, who else wants in with me? You know, put an IG story up about that. So those are a few of the things that I'm doing. Of course, I've invited all of my brand new coaches and all my new customers to go into that flash mob. I'm inviting to the Snoop group. I'm sending the free workouts. I've only been using the promo codes, you guys, for people who are either enrollers who haven't pulled the trigger or people who do have any sort of money excuse. And I'm also upselling to UPF and 2B at the minimum for all these programs. But I'm saying that to you because I'm holding on to those promo codes for the last couple days, right? So like if it's a few days before the 29th and I'm like, dude, I've got a few of these left, that's when I'm going to pull that out to see if I can like bring in some people that way. But you could do other incentives too. Like you could do like a free sample of Energize. You can do all sorts of things to get people interested in doing this program with you guys. But it is so exciting. And if you're not taking advantage of the launch, then you are missing out. And I think that everybody here that's in Success Club has told you that it's just about excitement and joy and inviting. That's it to this awesome thing we have going on. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Just put the action in. And Mariah, I know you wanted to talk a second about like not doing salesy posts, but I think we covered everything else, right? Okay, so do that and we'll finish up and then you guys can get to work and go look at the flash mob and do all the other stuff that you want to do.
Yeah, I think we kind of already talked about it a little while ago. I was literally just going to say, don't be salesy. But no, when you're struggling with what to post, because lately I'll sit down, like I always post between like 7 and 8. That's just when my audience tends to react more. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to post? What am I going to post? And then like, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, the time's running out and like, it's going to be too late. Nobody's going to see it. And so then you just throw something up to throw something up. And I just like, I've been trying to think about it more during the day. But just like making a list, like a tactile list of what these programs have done for you, what these products have done for you, what this community has done for you, what the different challenge groups, you know, like the 80-day one and stuff have done for you specifically. So you can go like check out my post tonight. I just kind of talked about like body image issues that I had. I've got a C-section scar that's relatable to people. I get questions all the time like, oh my God, how do you get abs after a C-section? Oh my God, like how? And like, it's still there. Like there's still a bubble there. And so I just try to be real and talk about that stuff versus like, yes, I'm excited about the program. And I'll share that like towards the end of my post and I'll do a call to action, but I always try to tie it back to something, you know, like when Matt would go to bed and I would literally like dig in the cupboards to find chocolate bars and like I was hiding it from him. It felt icky and dirty and like people can relate to that. I've had people message me and tell me that. So whatever it is that you struggled with before, or if you're struggling with it now, somebody can relate to it. And so share that because that's what's going to draw people in, not this 100 workouts. Probably going to intimidate the hell out of somebody. But if they know that you, who is like hiding behind the island, nibbling on chocolate bars, is committing to this, like they might think that they can do it too. So just share that stuff and not, you know, all the Jericho images and the, you know, it's good to share other before and afters. I completely agree with that. Relate them to your story. But share you for sure.
Jericho's super awesome and super fit and super hot, but like the only time I use her is maybe in an IG story. Other than that, I don't really want to see her. Kat, are you in Success Club? Share.
Who?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm at SC8. Yeah, I think that knowing that everyone was going into Summit and it was one of those events that I know is such a life-changing event energy-wise. So I had two choices, right? I could either be like really upset and down about it, or I could literally just like wave into the momentum and the energy that I knew that you guys were having. So that's kind of exactly what I did. And I made a game plan for when you guys were at Summit. And what I've been kind of doing is I've been staying really, really consistent in basically everything. And it's really just a choice because, I mean, that's what it comes down to. If you want it, you're going to do it. If you don't, you're not. So like you said, you lean into the fun. I made the choice to get involved. I'm really staying in touch with the dates. Like Meg said, it's really, really important to have something to invite to. So like knowing that we had that sample workout, I leaned into that. And then I leaned into the flash sale. And then I leaned into the Snoop group. So it's like, there's always something to do. But with my stories, I think what I have noticed is that you start to feel like you're repeating yourself a lot, and you feel like, okay, I've invited already once today on my story, so I should step back and I shouldn't do it. But the thing about IG is that you're not going to be annoying. So what I'm doing is that at all times, if you go to my stories, you'll see an invite to the, Snoop group, or at this point, it's Morning Meltdown specifically. You're also going to see me doing my workout. You're also going to see me doing something good for myself. So I'm staying consistent in that, so that even though it seems really repetitive to myself, it's not, because not always is it going to be the same people that are looking at your stories. The other thing is that I've really honed in on the 3 pain points that are like my audience. And I'm like really speaking to those 3 pain points all the time. For me, it's going to be, weight gain or emotional eating, and I'm speaking to those things really well. So I think staying consistent in that has helped, even though I didn't have that momentum from Summit, which I've already bought my ticket for next year. So I can still talk about that now because it's super duper important and I'll never miss it ever again. This would have been my 6th year. So like there's a lot of sadness around that, but I really just leaned into the team, like everyone said. As far as everything else, I think that's what I had in my notes. Really leaning into the momentum in the community for Morning Meltdown 100 is really, really important. And I know that if you didn't do 80 Day Obsession, you may not understand what we're talking about with that momentum, but like go back and look at anybody in this group that did 80 Day Obsession from, last year, because what I've been doing is I've been taking those results that I've shared and I've been comparing it. And like every post that I talk about it on, it's like, look what happened the last time I was this excited about a plan, and like using that as an example. So like I know Joan crushed it, Katie crushed it, Dom, Meg, Mariah, like everybody on this call crushed that program. So like lean into those results and use that as an example, even if maybe you didn't crush it, because you weren't on the team yet at that point or whatever. But yeah, about it. Staying consistent.
Anybody else in Success Club that we haven't heard from? No. All right, kids. Was that helpful? Do you know what to do now? Are you going to take advantage of your tools? Okay, rad. Go out there and crush some shit. Oh, also, before we jump off, I do have some applications for the Diamond Push group. I am going to take a peek at those and get them all compiled with the other leaders and chat with them. That application closes at midnight tonight. You can't apply to the group past midnight tonight. I will tell you though, however, that if you're not an Emerald right now, and you're going to be one by Wednesday at midnight, that you should put the application in, because we'll probably let you in if you can crush it and go Emerald by Wednesday. And then also we'll start the group on Thursday because that's the first day of a Beachbody week. So it just makes sense logically. So yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the team page and figure it out. Let's see here. Link for app. Can I give it to my downline? Of course you can give it to your downline, Casey, and the link is in the team page. You can just search like Diamond Push or something like that, or maybe somebody nice will tag you. All right. I will throw the recording up. Katie's laughing at me. I'll throw the recording up, get to work, go check up the flash mob, go do all the stuff. Love you guys.